Night Lights End Zone on KCRG-TV9.
Welcome to Week 6 of Friday Night Lights. Time to separate the pretenders from the contenders. Let's start off at Kingston Stadium. Kennedy hosting undefeated Bettendorf. This was a good one. Cougars riding a 3-game winning streak on homecoming. Congrats to Anthony and Olivia, king and queen. Bettendorf playing smash mouth football. Running back Gavin Barta pounding it up the middle on the first drive. And he had a lot of success reaching the end zone to put the Bulldogs on the board first. Kennedy answers to the air. Vincenzo Gianforti hits Pierce McCrary over the middle, and he shows off the wheels to tie the game. And a great crowd tonight loving it. Cougars took the lead when Gianforti hits his main man, Cyrus Courtney. And he gets all the way down to the 5-yard line. That set up Jacob Doyle. The great second effort to get across the goal line. And Kennedy upsets undefeated Bettendorf 34-14. We had a good one on KCRG 9.2 tonight. Independence hosting Dubuque Wahlert. Aaron Scheinblum has more from Indy.
For the first time ever, Wahlert and Independence taking on each other on the football field. Well, the good news for us is we can get through these highlights pretty quickly. Most of the action coming in the first half. Here's how we called it for the game of the week on KCRG 9.2.
Has 3 this season, so it's pretty widespread with who they're going to go to.
Miller throwing deep over the middle, throws the coverage. That ball is caught and finding his way into the end zone untouched. Brady Kirk for the touchdown. Have to get them all to continue the drive. They set up a screen to Scher. Scher gets away from 2 defenders, and Scher is in the end zone for a touchdown. 19-14, the final score. One final touchdown from a yard out from Spencer Cummer with only a minute and change remaining. That gives us the final score that we ended up with. It was back and forth for most of that second half. The defense is showing up, doing a tremendous job, but it's Independence moving to 5-1 and 2-0 in their district. Scott, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Aaron. Chelsea joins me now. You were in Solon. Spartans hosted Benton Community. Both teams came in 4-1.
Yes, and this is a series that the Spartans have owned over the years. So you know the Bobcats were hungry coming into this one. And it looked like Halloween came a little early as Solon rocked the all-orange uniforms against Benton Community in the Spartans' homecoming game. Bobcats ball early, but a muff snap gives the home team possession as Brett White leads on this one. Solon turns it into points. Grant Knipper slices one through the uprights from 37 yards out to make it 3-0 Solon. But it was the tale of turnovers from there. Tyler Bell now rolling out, and his pass is tipped, and it's Jace Byrie who comes up with his second interception of the game. Spartans now on the run. The Bobcats defense strips this one, and a pack of cats recover it just before the half. Still 3-0 with seconds left on the clock, and it's Caleb Gessner from 31 yards out that makes this a tie game at the half, but this one went into double overtime with Solon winning it 16-3. Cedar Rapids Xavier and North Scott both 4-1, and the Saints were looking to string together back-to-back wins for the first time this season. Lancers already on the board. Kyler Girardi looking to throw finds money in the end zone as he connects with Cash Bow. Saints say it's no good. Stripes call it a touchdown to put North Scott up 14-0. Saints, though, go to their bag of tricks. Carson Slaughter receives the pitch and launches the pass to a wide open Colton Beasler-Weber, who gets lost on the sidelines there. But then that would set up this play as Schimberg finds room to run on the outside, and he gets to the big box for the Xavier score. Lancers have a response, but the Saints have the final word as Schimberg punches it in just before the half, and it is Xavier who comes out on top, winning 26-20. We'll have more Friday Night Lights End Zone when we come back.
Keep watching Friday Night Lights! KCRG.
Welcome back to Friday Night Lights End Zone. West Branch hosted undefeated Regina tonight at the Little Rose Bowl. Jack Lito joins us live from West Branch. And Jack, are the Regals for real?
Scott, that was one of the games of the year so far. Regina undefeated. Regina is top 5. But if you thought West Branch was going to go quietly into the night, here in the Little Rose Bowl in the house that Butch built, well, you've got another thing coming. Bears and Regals 1A rivals with a lot of hardware between them. Regina draws first blood after a West Branch fumble. Here's the old school I formation and a fullback dive touchdown for Jack Clark. West Branch with the chance to respond on 4th down in plus territory. They go for it and they take it all. Sophomore QB Brennan Dale doesn't look like an underclassman here. He hustles into the end zone for 6. Bears doing it on special teams as well. Regals get fancy on the punt. Reese Trepanier isn't buying it. He blocks it into next week, setting up another 4th down for West Branch. This time Dale drops back and drops one in the bucket for Cale Seidel with the touchdown grab. Regals get a field goal, so the Bears are up 4 at halftime. 4th quarter, West Branch down 3 now. After a long drive, they find themselves at the 1. Dale sneaks it in. Regina driving for the lead. Gentry Dumont going deep, and oh my goodness, Seidel picks it out of the air. West Branch wins it.
What a game. Thanks, Jack. Marion hosted top-ranked Western Dubuque tonight at their new field on campus. And the new stadium was packed tonight. Western Dubuque got off to a fast start on their first drive. Tight end Hunter Quagliano with the grab, puts his head down and blows up the defender for 6. If that play works, try it again. This time quarterback Tanner Anderson hooks up with Ryan Digman, and he reaches across the pylon for 6 more. And it was all Bobcats early. This time on the punt return, number 1 in your program and number 1 in your heart, Brock Carpenter finds a seam, breaks a tackle, and now you see me. Now you're staring at my rear end. And the Bobcat cheerleaders had a lot to cheer about. Western Dubuque jumped out to a 28-0 second quarter lead on this touchdown run. Marion trying to get something going. Airs one out, but it's picked off by Brandon Decker. Western Dubuque raises their record to 5-1 with the 35-7 win. 8-man football, Springville entertaining Edgewood Colesburg tonight. Edco found the end zone first. Bryce Rochford trucks the defender and races into the end zone. Springville did a nice job on the 2-point conversion with the pressure on Rochford running for his life, but he's picked off by Jordan Goad. And then Springville with a big play of their own. Mason Hoy from the Wildcat takes off, gets around the edge, and it looks like he was shot out of a cannon. And everyone was jacked up, but don't celebrate yet. It was called back for holding. And then it was Rochford time again. He only played a few plays tonight because he's banged up, but he scored just about every time he touched the ball. That had them going bonkers. How about the hat trick in the first half? A huge hole, and you're not going to catch him. Edco pulls away for the 54-21 win to raise their record to 4-2. West Delaware's been on a roll, winning 3 straight. The Hawks at CPU tonight. Cole Crutchfield has more.
West Delaware got off to a hot start tonight, first on the sleeping interception by Conrad Smith on a pass from Jackson Brinks, and that sets the Hawks up with good field position. It's something quarterback Brent Yankovic would capitalize on just a few plays later to give West Delaware the early lead. Then a bit of deja vu here in the first quarter, as this time it's Keegan Jackson with an interception, and it sets them up with a chance to score. And some quarterbacks slide to avoid tackles. Not Yankovic, as he bulldozes the Storm & Pointers defense and knocks a player on his rear end on his way for 6. The CPU defense would put up a fight and stop them on 4th down. But another West Delaware score, this time by Jules Carter-Bresson, would give the Hawks a commanding 21-0 lead. In center point, Cole Crutchfield, KCRG-TV9 Sports.
Thanks, Cole. Jason Rogers joins me now. Mount Vernon opened their new stadium tonight, hosting Assumption.
Yeah, just an amazing new facility over there in Mount Vernon. You know, a buddy of mine from Mount Vernon told me recently that the Mustangs lost their first game at the old field. A couple weeks ago, they lost their last game at the old field. But between those games, a lot of success, a lot of good memories. Tonight, they were looking to christen the new field with a W, but it wouldn't be easy against number 3 Assumption. First drive, Mount Vernon 4th and 4. Joey Romberg hits Jackson Hurd for first down yardage. And 2 plays later, Romberg gets the first TD on the new field, sneaking it over. And that had the crazies in the Mustang stable going nuts. The Mount Vernon D strapped it on tonight, holding the Knights to just 3 yards of offense in the first half. And then I had to show this play, Scott. Late first half, Evan Brazzi, look at the one-handed snag. But it was called back for holding. One of 5 holding calls against the Mustangs in the first half. So with 10 seconds left, Bennett Harp knocks through this 31-yard field goal. It was 10-0 Mustangs at halftime. Mount Vernon wins their first game at the new stadium, and it's a big one, 24-7 over number 3 Assumption. They moved to 5-1, a huge district.
We're out of time. Join us on YouTube at 10:45.